like
Yeah. We go on many
tying it
tangents
together.
here.
Yeah, lots of tangents.
A lot of tangents.
So, you wanted to apologize to someone.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it's important to say, welcome back to the Bottomless Bar.
Woo!
Yeah, welcome back to Bottomless Bar.
I'm Kara.
Joe.
I'm Jess.
Yeah, it's episode 5.
Episode 5.
Yeah, and a couple things to clear up before we get started into the meat of the episode.
Yeah. This is Kara. I'd like to
Wait, who are you?
I'm Kara, aka Carl, aka if you're a longtime listener, Michelle Smith. I would like to issue a correction to the great people of the fine people of Dayton, Ohio. More specifically,
Well, it's an apology.
yeah,
And a correction.
it's both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important. I actually have 2 things to say, but while we're here,
Let's hear it.
I think it's important to say it was brought to my attention that the Kramer's actually serves their beers in 40 ounces,
That's
not
8 ounce
32.
difference.
Yeah. So, you know,
And size matters.
and size does matter.
Not always.
Well, clearly to the people of Kramer's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were deeply offended. So, so I'd like to get that out on the table. It's a fine establishment. I also would like to say that I'm sorry that I put those peanuts on the ground. I'm feeling regretful. You know, I was immature. I've grown up. And so if you were working that night, if you're listening to this and you work at Kramer's and you're like, wow, I really hated that girl, just know that I am deeply sorry.
You hate yourself too.
Just just know that it's hard for me to fall asleep at night. Okay? Is that enough for you? So that's
Yeah.
all. That's all I just had to get that off my chest.
Yeah, sorry, Kramer's.
Love you, Kramers.
Yeah. Well, I guess that brings us, maybe that's an interesting or good segue into our topic tonight. Would you say that you should have been allowed in Kramer's? Like, were you old enough? Were you socialized enough to be out in public and in a bar?
I think I was, yeah. But I think I know what you're...
Even after everything you just said.
Yes, but, you
Yes.
know, alcohol was involved. People make mistakes. I'm human.
You were old enough to drink. So that,
I was old enough to drink.
Okay.
Kramer's is not the type of establishment that would serve you underage. They're fine people.
Clearly.
So, but I was acting a little bit childlike, one might say. Putting
Yeah.
my food on the floor.
Yeah. And that should your parents should have taught you better.
Yeah,
Right.
they really should have.
They should have. Yeah. So I guess that brings us right to our topic of kids
Beautiful.
in bars. All right. So just initially, as bartenders,
Yeah.
former bartenders, what are your thoughts
Boo.
on kids in bars?
Hate it.
I'm okay with them if they can't walk, if they can't talk.
But they can scream.
No, a lot of times I would
If
see
they're
babies
sleeping.
if they're just snoozing in their carrier, the parents are
Yeah,
coming
but
in
you
for a
can't
beer.
control for that. So, like, you couldn't be like, all sleeping babies welcome here. You know, like, they could wake up at any point.
Yeah, I hear you. I just want to say that I'm not for kids in bars by any means, but I do think that there's a significant difference between when they're old enough to eat solid foods and they're throwing their solid foods on the ground.
And little babies.
And when they're,
And
like,
little
drinking
bit-
out of a bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's way more
Yeah.
mess for me to clean up.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So I think there's 3 distinct kind of arguments to kids in bars topic. One of the arguments, right? There's the people that are for it. Clearly, parents need drinks, and who needs drinks more than parents,
Yeah.
right? You know, parents of babies, parents of toddlers, parents of adolescents. Kids are really, really, really hard. But I don't like your kids. I don't care about your kids. I don't want to wait on your kids. So for me, from a bartender's perspective, here's some of the hard reasons why I don't like them outside of the extraneous stuff. What was that?
It's like an alien.
They don't tip,
True.
and they're loud and messy.
I said true.
True.
Oh, okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Carry on.
Yeah. Well, they're loud. They're messy. They don't tip. fight. Fight. Just fight.
We're not
Just
gonna
fight it out.
No, we're not fighting.
You're not fighting. It was miscommunication, and it looked like a dagger.
I misheard what she said. That's all.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
So, and I don't, I make, again, not to belabor the point, I make $5.50 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is, if you bring a kid in, hearkening back to our new paradigm, our new tipping paradigm.
Tip more.
Yes. 100%.
Should there be an autograt for people with kids?
Auto-gratuity.
Exactly.
You
Right.
walked in with the child, therefore you owe me 30%.
Well, it's a post transaction, right? Towards the end of the
is it based
transaction,
on-
it's like, there's a button in the computer where this kid left
Child gratuity.
a third of their food on the floor.
No, but it's not the kid.
I
though.
had to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And I think
yes,
yes.
yes.
It's
It's
the
not the
parent.
kid.
It's
It's the
the
parent.
parent.
Well, because
It's
the
parent.
parent,
My beef is with the parents.
the parent
Yes.
has the ability to clean up after
Right.
the kid.
If you're gonna bring an unformed being into this space, which is meant for beings
Adults.
of a certain, adults, and then let them wreak havoc and not clean up anything, that is what just ends me
Yeah.
on children.
Well, and you see that a lot. I've seen that a
Always.
lot where parents, and this will kind of bring me to another point, but parents will come to a restaurant because they don't want to deal with the mess. And then they just let their kids run riot,
Yeah.
right? And it's like,
It's like we're a daycare,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's insane to me. I used to
Yeah.
say that all the time.
yeah.
They would just unleash their kids. Kids are running
And then they
around.
still tip you like 15, 18, 20%, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is insane. To me, that's absolutely insane.
It's a lot of weird noises tonight.
That we all get to give Pod Mom the mom eyes now.
Was that you?
Yeah, Mitch.
Hey, Pod Mom's itch too.
But so I don't want to shit on kids
No.
per se,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
But
It's not their fault, really.
it's really not their fault. But also, I don't want to clean up after them. I already raised a child. I don't want to raise your child. One of the reasons I started bartending, right, as opposed to continuing to work in kitchens or waiting tables, for instance, was so that I didn't have to deal with children anymore, or that my interactions with them would be, parsed as far down as they possibly could, and I think, there's basically three arguments to this whole thing. There's, parents, right? The people that are like, yes, it's fine, and why not, right? And then there's the people that are against it for whatever reason. I guess, I've seen people, I guess in Europe, it's way more normalized, and alcohol isn't this taboo like it is here, right? Like, alcohol is, I guess, in this society and well, it's in Europe, right?
Yeah.
But in the U.S., it's alcohol segregated from society, right? Like you go to a special place to drink and it's dark and there's no windows and whatever, right? Stuff like that. So, like, I guess from that perspective, from the perspective of being for it, it's kind of a stab in the eye to the old Puritans, right? Which I'm inherently against, right? That old Puritan way of thinking.
What's the old Puritan way of thinking?
That alcohol should be, am I losing my own
Oh,
point?
okay,
That alcohol
okay,
should
okay.
be segregated. Kids shouldn't be around it. Like,
Right, like let's
I
make
guess-
it more.
should it be normalized? Because that's what you're doing when you bring a kid to a bar. Is like
But-
you're normalizing.
Not in the U.S. I don't think so, because I don't think that's why parents.
Wait,
are
it
bringing
shouldn't
their-
be normalized.
No, I'm saying when current practice, from my past experience, when I was bartending and parents would bring their kids in, the idea was never, I'm going to normalize this for my children. It was, I need to fucking drink.
And
I want to drink, and I'm just not going to deal with my kid while they're, you know what I'm saying? There's a different way of relating. They're not trying to like normalize it for their kids. They're trying to drink.
They're trying to take a load off.
And
Yeah.
I think
And put that load on us.
Right, and I don't think you can just say like your individual action can't, like it's within the culture, right? So like the culture doesn't normalize drinking. So, like, you bringing a child to a bar isn't going to inherently normalize it for that child.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like, I hear what you're saying about, like, the way we are culturally with alcohol is, like, really fucked up. But I don't think that these parents who are bringing their kids to bars are, like, really, like, defiantly standing
it's
against
not a conscious thought, right? And I guess this is my inner turmoil in thinking about this episode is that, you know, I'm in the no column, and it's not because I don't think that, you know, drug use or which is alcohol essentially is, shouldn't be normalized. I think you know, life is hard and people need an escape, and that's why I'm a proponent of, well, you know, all drugs, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to deal with those fucking kids,
right?
And also, as a customer, when I'm out drinking, I don't want to deal with kids.
Yeah, and other customers when we were bartending would also be rolling their eyes at the kids running around, you know, rolling their eyes at the yelling kids. It's not like it's just the staff.
We were at a place this last weekend, and they have an upstairs, like, rooftop situation that is new, and it's, you know, people come there specifically to check that out. And we were sitting at the downstairs bar because that's where we like to sit. And this girl came in, and she was speaking to the bartender at the register right next to us. And she's like, yeah, we were upstairs, but there's just like a bunch of kids up there running around acting crazies, and we were miserable. You know?
Do you know what I know for 100% fact? Not a single person in the history of ever has gone to a bar to be with kids.
Yeah, right.
No one.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, guaranteed.
Yeah, if we wanted to go,
Period.
if we wanted to go hang out with kids, we'd go to some middle school, you know,
and that would be
on
weird.
a Wednesday
Like,
afternoon.
why would we do that?
You shouldn't be here.
We shouldn't. Yeah.
Hang on a second,
You
mister.
can't stop talking about pedos.
Hang
man.
on a second, mister. Do you have a kid at this school? No, I just thought I'd like to play with them
Really
for a little
want to hang out
bit.
with kids.
I just love
They
kids.
weren't at the bar on Saturday, and I missed them.
Well, no, I guess that's the thing, right? Like, so, you know, I went to bars when I was a kid with my parents. Have you guys ever done that?
No, I can't.
No.
I can't think of a time I ever went to a bar with my parents. I mean, they very seldomly took us out. When we were young, we had a bad habit of spilling every liquid in front
As
of us.
kids do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're alone on that.
Yeah, so my parents, I think they had like a short fuse with us, and they were like, until you get a grip on, you know.
Yeah.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit together, Carl, with your milk. We're not going anymore.
So I think what the argument is really about is parents, right?
Yeah.
So like, I'm assuming your parents, Michelle, were proactive in your life outside of the home,
Yeah.
right? And how you interacted with
They're
people.
like, we need to keep this girl in her incubator until she's ready for the world.
In your crate.
Yeah.
In a crate.
Yeah.
And was
right?
I ready? Am I
Is that-
ready? Do I look ready?
In like a crate with like a towel over it until you like calm down.
Exactly. That's
Well,
me.
what about you? Did I don't were your parents drinkers at all?
I don't really remember. I don't have a memory of my parents drinking alcohol until I was like. So my parents go through like phases with the alcohol they consume, and so like that's my earliest memory is like being old enough to know that they were like in a mojito phase where like all summer they just like wanted to drink mojitos and that's all they fucking drank.
It's a good phase.
So I feel like there's no way that I think that I was in middle school even when I was like registering that. And of course, like we didn't go out to eat a lot as a family, but like if we were on vacation, like with our larger families, like our extended families, and we would go out to eat, I feel like they probably were drinking. I feel like I probably had a moment where like they were like, here, try this, and it was like wine, and I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, like, your parents were way more chic than mine. I could remember like it was yesterday, the first time I had my dad handed me a sip of alcohol. Love you, Dad, if you're listening.
Wait, how old?
Young, like
Less than 10.
probably not. Probably not less than 10.
Yeah, I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would say double digits. But he just got in from mowing the lawn, and he drank out of those mugs that you put in the freezer,
A
the
frosty
blue
mug.
ones. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And he was drinking Miller Lite, and I remember him walking up to me, and he goes, I was like, it looked good, hot summer day. We didn't have air conditioning in our house, and I was like, boy, Pops, that sure looks good.
Is this really?
He used to have a country accent.
Did you live on a farm?
Boy, Papa, that sure looks good. Can I have a sip of your sweet, sweet nectar?
And he was like, come over here, Carl.
Sit on your pappy's knee.
You're going to become a man today.
Yeah, that was it. And that was that. And I've never been the same since.
You had your first sip of Miller Lite.
Yeah.
And then the next.
Do you have a first sip memory?
I don't actually.
I don't either.
So my parents didn't drink. My dad, as far as I know, didn't participate in any controlled substances at all and was adamantly against them. My mom, she smoked weed primarily, tons of it, because it was shitty back then. But she rarely drank, but she had friends that would drink, and she would go hang out with them. And every now and again, me being the youngest in my family, I would be attached. I would be attached to the hip of my mom. But whenever we went into this one particular bar back in Providence, my mom was always like, sit here, don't move, don't talk, don't cause a scene, don't embarrass me, don't do this.
Don't
and
breathe.
it was my mom looking at me and basically saying, listen, I know you want to be an asshole right now, but don't fucking be an asshole, because there will be hell to pay later. Don't make me have to react to this, basically. And again, like I kind of what I was saying earlier pod was, I always say, like, so here's my dilemma. I look at parents now and I go, put that thing on a leash, right? When their kids are fucking running around and they're like screaming and they're doing this and they're throwing shit on the ground, and I can't help but judge the fuck out of them and be like, what are you doing with that child? Like, and I use myself as a reference, and I say, well, I lived this hard life, and my parents were really fucking strict with me, and do that to that child, and then I just go, because I turned out great, I turned out fine, right?
Yeah.
But did I?
Yeah.
Did I? Right? Like you three in particular know I'm a deeply flawed individual, but so I wonder, like, is there some happy medium, right? I guess, like, can you if you take a kid out, right, you should be accountable for them and say, well, there's people working around you, one, and two, there's other people that don't have kids with them and don't want to be responsible for you,
right?
So sit here, be quiet, and if the kid really has to act out, let them, but then take them the fuck outside.
Take them outside.
Take them the fuck outside.
Yes. So like, I don't have kids, but I know from speaking with my mom, I've talked to her about that, because I think we were getting ice cream. We were like getting ice cream within the last few years. I remember there's a time there was a kid. Because we were looking at apartments. Like, I remember this was a specific moment.
Okay.
She came down. We were hanging out. I had to go see an apartment to see if I wanted to rent it. We went to get ice cream after. There was a kid that was just like freaking out in this like ice cream parlor. And I was like, were we ever like that? Like, I know everyone talks about like the terrible twos. Like, were we like that? Is that a real thing, the terrible twos?
It's a real thing.
And she was like, you know what? My mom's theory was like, when kids are acting like that, it's because they're overloaded with stimuli. There's just like too much going on. that, like, either within them or outside of them, and they just cannot handle.
Well, in their brains,
right?
Right,
And
are
so
like
she was,
are on 10, like
yeah.
all those synapses are firing. They're
Yeah,
absorbing
yeah.
information to
Right.
learn how to. Anyways,
So she was saying that whenever any of us would get to that point, like if she said specifically, she was like, you know, there were times when I'd be grocery shopping and one of you would be like, now is the time I have a tantrum. And she was like, and it would suck, but I would just leave the store until you were under control, because being in the store was not helping herself. It was not helping the child. It was not helping the customers. It was not helping the employees. So she would just take us out.
I think a lot of adults have like egos about it, you know? Like, I could calm you down. I could get you, you know, where you need to be. I don't know. Like, I relate it to, again, like, I don't have kids, but I have a dog, and I've taken my dog to...
Also, don't bring your dogs to bars.
I've taken my dog to a bar. But
how dare you?
Okay, but I'm just going to say, like, to relate it to this, because I don't have a child to speak on, it's like
spicy.
You to have a dog, and I would not just bring my dog to a bar with nothing, without a toy, without a bone, because it's going to freak out, right? What's it going to do? It's got nothing to entertain itself. It's like a young child at that point, I think. It's like spiraling around, like wants to go like talk to different people, like do different things.
Yeah.
And so you have to, as a parent, again, I'm not an expert in parent, but I would think that you should bring the tools to control your child when you're in public. The amount of times that people would come up to the bar and be like, do you have any crayons? You know, why would we have crayons?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have this? And then we were also the kind of place that had games. And so I think that was something that kept the older kids around. Like, they would come up. I remember this one kid would come in on Sundays, and he would just like, he'd play a game for like 5 minutes. He would pack it up, bring it up to the bar, ask for another game, just like over and over and over again the whole time. And like, yeah, it was like sort of cute and funny, but like, what the heck is the parent doing to entertain their child, you know?
Yeah, they're asking a lot of you
Yeah.
at that point as the service person.
Yeah.
And then to get off cheap, right? You know, say they buy, you know, a beer and a plate of food. It's $20, $22, whatever, right? Then they tip you $4. So they're out the door at 20, just say $25, right? To get you to deal with their fucking kid for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour and a half, which is the average time people spend in a bar or a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking cheap daycare for them, right? To get you to fucking deal with that, right? And to me, it's not worth it. Like, I don't, you know, I guess when you're a bartender, you develop ways to be passive aggressively like shitty to people, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to come back. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna bring your fucking lunatic kid in here, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm just going to be slow, or I'm going to see you walk up to the bar and I'm going to turn around the other way, or, right?
I remember one time a mother had breast milk in a, it was like in a pouch.
In her breast?
Yeah.
Oh.
She asked me if I could get the milk out of her teat because she couldn't.
Wait, what?
And
What?
What?
No.
What is happening?
And so all of a sudden she had her teat on the bar, and I'm mama.
Wait,
we all know how gullible I am.
Okay, no, that's not true. But
It
seriously,
is true. She's very gullible. Sidebar. Can I sidebar this for 1
Can we
second?
not?
that's
So-
one of your fantasies.
Well, someone
A woman.
someone smashing like a glass on the bar with their boob. That is one of my fantasies.
Oh.
But no, that's not what I was going to say. What I was going to say is we had a
No.
customer in that
Please
was
don't.
like, Jess was like, I am so gullible. And he's like, that's funny because gullible's not even a word. And she was like, what? And he,
That's like
I'd only ever heard gullables written on the ceiling. I had never heard this old school classic from the 80s or whatever.
Yeah.
Listen, I am very gullible. I say that as a disclaimer and not as a dare because it's just who I am.
yeah, it seems like a proven fact.
I mean, that moment in particular was, it was particularly delicious just because
Mama.
it was so, you know, the key to good comedy is timing, and it was just so perfectly timed. And you were all in.
You were all in. I'm always all in.
You were like up to your hip in that fucking moment, and it got you so good. Anyway, sorry. What were we talking about?
Back to my breast milk.
Yeah, her breast
milk.
milk.
Oh, the breast.
Story.
Oh, yeah, breast milk story. Yeah, sorry.
It's more important.
It's really not. But one time there was one time a lady brought in breast milk of her own, like in this little pouch that was, I think it was frozen, and she needed it thawed.
Oh my God.
And I was responsible for thawing this breast milk. Okay?
That makes me want to die.
So not only am I
You're feeding her
feeding
baby.
you, not only am I serving you drinks,
wait.
not only am I
Wait.
I need you to focus. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I was thawing this woman's breast milk
to feed her
in lukewarm
Swan.
water. It had to be the perfect temperature because you can't get too hot for her baby. Okay? This is like a Friday or Saturday night.
This is killing me.
Somehow this is worse than like
this is really
the
bad.
half turd scenario that I painted like 3 episodes ago.
This is really
I'm sorry,
bad.
go ahead.
Yeah. So I remember it like it was yesterday, and there was somebody that I was working with, that who shall not be named, Bad Nina.
Voldemort.
And she made a big fucking deal out of it, as she would, because she is a mother. And it was this whole thing. And I was like, this is like beyond my job description, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Yes, way beyond.
Literally. Like, this is not in your job description to feed other people's children.
Yep. Anyway,
So wait, do you remember what she tipped? Did she tip?
no, I don't remember that.
Probably not very often.
Probably not enough. How
Put it this way. If she tipped well to cover for that, I would have remembered it.
What's fair enough.
You know, so like that tells me that she was just in.
So wait, here's a good question. What's an appropriate tip for that?
It's like the poop scenario, you know.
I'm not saying is it 200%?
As high as you can possibly go.
It's like
as high as you can.
No, let's talk like reasonably.
No, I think within your economic standing, like give the fuck.
Let's say relative to the bill.
Yeah.
That's
let's say they spent
say $25.
Yeah, and they tipped $20. I'd be like, wow, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? That's fair to me.
Yeah, so that's 80%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
right, like
thanks
80%
for
tip.
doing this, going above and beyond for me.
Let's look at that as an emergency situation. You know, she ran out of breast milk. She happened to have some on her in this pouch. She needed to use it, but I don't.
But as a parent, why export that? Mm-hmm. Why export that and put that in the hands of a stranger?
Yeah. Listen,
right.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is absolutely crazy to me. God damn. So, okay, yeah. I'm in the no camp. I understand the business perspective of this. Like, it is an untapped market. Parents need drinks, right? But you have to. I don't know what percentage of the market is, but you also have to consider that. There are going to be a significant amount of people in your place that don't want to deal with kids.
0% of people go to bars to hang out with children.
Yep. Retweet.
0.
Yeah.
No.
The position you're putting your staff in, right? There's hard lines that I think you shouldn't cross, right? I have a daughter. I brought her to a bar one time. It was during the day. It was to watch a football game. The place was empty. And one of the things that happened in there was there was a group of 4 people. It was a Sunday. We were watching a football game. I was watching a football game. My daughter was just happy to, be in a bar. She was like 10 or 11 years old at the time. She'd never been in an environment like that. There were 4 people at the corner of the bar, day drinkers, on a Sunday, and they were getting lit. One of them told this really crass joke, very, very loud. There was lots of fucks, lots of shits. There was like something with a giraffe going on. It was really graphic. It was really crazy. It wasn't funny, by the way. It wasn't good comedy. But my daughter heard the whole thing, and I know she heard the whole thing because she was looking me dead in the eye, trying to act like she wasn't listening. And in that moment, I was regretting my choice. I was regretting my choice to bring her But then I realized, and this was all in real time, right? Like I realized, like, well,
You made that decision.
I made the decision, but also this is real life. These are real people. It's not this canned, rose-colored glasses kind of view that we are want to, paint the world in for our children, right? I mean, I never brought her back there,
Yeah.
right? It didn't stop me from going back there, but again, like I said, it was like 1:00 on a Sunday, and at the time, I wasn't aware of the environment, like what exactly it was that I was exposing her to. But in retrospect, and I think, maybe there's a lesson out there for parents, right? Like, keep your kid, be aware of who else
In a crate?
in a crate. Keep that thing on a leash.
Well, I
right?
think like the last thing I'll say about this topic is not only is it okay, right, the parents are responsible for it, and and the workers don't want to deal with your kid, and neither do the customers, right? Like Jess is saying, like people don't come to bars to hang out with kids. So and the customers, the other people that aren't in your party with your children, shouldn't have to change their behaviors just because you decided to bring your kid into a bar, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
absolutely.
God. The amount of times
Absolutely.
when I would be bartending and there would be a kid in proximity and I would just be talking to my coworkers, as I always talk, which usually contains expletives, but like, and then I would be like, oh. I usually
guilty.
say, oh shit.
And you shouldn't, yeah.
Like every time I'd say, fuck this, and I'd be like, oh shit. So like, not better, but like, and then I feel bad, and then I'm like, oh, and it's even worse when like the owner would be out because it's like, oh, I know you have kids, and it's like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to kids, but like, we're at a bar.
Should you though? Like in retrospect.
Should you feel bad? No.
Exactly. That's where I'm at.
No, and that's what like this culture is like fucked up. It's like, oh, I feel bad if I say fuck in front of a kid, but it's like, no, you brought your fucking kid into a bar.
Right.
I'm not going to change my behavior just because you decided to do that.
But as a
here's the
service
thing.
person,
If that parent had made a complaint about me swearing,
Yeah. Like
because
go back
while
to,
their kid
go
was
back
there,
to the Yelp review.
if there was a manager
If they
who didn't
made
have
that-
my back, that comes to me.
Yeah.
Like I get thrown under the bus, and that's a huge part of the issue.
Yep.
If we have an owner or a manager who has our back and who's like, well, it's a bar, like I'm sorry, whatever. But I feel bad because I don't feel I might feel bad because I don't know how this is gonna blow out.
Yeah,
of
you don't know if you're going to be backed up.
I
or not.
have to appease this person who's brought in their child, and now it's like
Right.
And then there's
catering to a child.
Then there's the liability, right, of a child being in a bar. We were at a place over the summer that their patio is on their parking lot, and their parking lot is on a 4-lane road. Okay, busy road. And this kid, we were sitting at this picnic table, and this kid is kicking this ball on the patio, right? Acting like it's a fenced-in backyard.
Parents are doing nothing at this
Parents
point.
are sitting down, like, intermittently glancing at where the kid is. And I feel like I'm more so in this moment paying attention closer to this kid than the parents are, right? I'm like, what the fuck's going on with this kid? It's getting close to the parking lot. It's getting close to the parking lot.
I mean, this would be me.
And then sure enough, right. So then it's like ruining my experience. I came to day drink, right? I came to like sit in the sunshine and have a beer, not worry about whether your kid is going to get smashed in the parking lot. So then, sure enough,
What a bummer.
Sure enough, right?
What a buzzkill.
But total buzzkill.
Sure enough, the kid kicks its ball into the parking lot, and the kid runs out into the parking lot. And at that moment, I think a couple of other patrons like me were sort of like giving the mom eyes, like, what the fuck? Like, go get him. Like, God forbid the kid went through the parking lot to the road and got fucking pummeled, Like the mom probably only had to not been paying attention to that kid like 10 more seconds before it ended up in the street.
Well, and if you as a parent, it happens quick. This shit happens quick. You think it's two things, right? You think, well, one, it'll never happen to me, right? And that's not a conscious thought, right? Two, you think you'll be able to intervene, right? But stuff like that happens fast. Like I can't well, just, just as me as a kid, when, I was out in like a golden circle or something, which was what Kohl's was 100 years ago. I remember my mom just literally looking at some clothes and not looking at me for like 3 seconds. And I like ducked. You remember those like circle racks, right? That have the clothes. I went between the clothes and was standing in the middle of the circle. And she turned around and it was like
seconds.
It was seconds. And she turned around and she was like, Joe, Joe. And started like freaking out. And I was like, and she was like, you son of a bitch, get your ass out here. Like super pissed, right? And like this shit happens quick and like, you just don't know what your kids are going to do. Like, so I am at times apathetic, right, to other people.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, right? Like,
I think if I were a customer in that scenario in particular, I would do my best to ignore the child and
try to enjoy your time.
I won't try to enjoy my time,
Yeah.
but then also, something bad happens. It's not necessarily my responsibility.
Yeah, but who wants to see a child?
That's not what I'm saying.
No,
That's not what I'm saying.
I know it's not.
Let's say
I
the
know
kid,
it's not. But
right,
I'm just saying, like,
hits his head on the corner of the table, or falls down and
I love that
skins
stuff.
its knee, or something like that. I just shrugged my shoulders.
But yeah, but
What did you think?
Yeah.
Right? As a parent, right? Right? As a present parent, I would just say, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think with all that being said, I need another drink. So.
Yeah, don't bring your kids to bars. Yeah, drink break.
Shall we? Drink break?
I have to pee too. So.
Okay.
We're good. Are you all right? You got a little. You got a little something on your. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. All right.
Hang on.
Are we rolling?
Hang on, wait a second.
Whiskey. Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh.
Oh. Oh yeah. Welcome back from drink break.
Back from drink break. All right. So, what were we drinking tonight? I mean, before this nice rye whiskey.
Yeah, we will. Yeah.
So we're drinking
Sidecars.
Do you ladies know anything about sidecars?
They're delicious.
Just how to make them.
Yeah. So, sidecar. It's a classic sour. It's 3 ingredients. It's cognac, Cointreau, and lemon juice. Served up in a chilled glass. We did 2 preparations tonight. We did one, which is, I think, as far as I know, is a classic preparation. So the drink it's on the tart side. Is that accurate, sure. Right? Yep. It's tart. The lemon juice,
boozy.
It's very boozy. The lemon juice really comes through the Cointreau, being like an orange cordial almost, an orange liqueur, kind of boost that a little bit. So the classic preparation is with the sugar rim. Optional, of course, but the idea is to get a little bit of sugar to kind of take the edge off of the other drinks. I used a combination of turbinado sugar and regular granulated sugar. I think the turbinado sugar gives it like a little something else texture. There's obviously a little pizzazz factor to it on the side of the glass.
It was stunning.
It was. It looked nice.
But then also, right at the last of our first preparation, right at my last drink, I got a lot of like licorice notes with everything that was going on. I had the orange peel, and it was really, really nice. But then I also made a service version, something that I would do in a bar, right, where you have less time. You're potentially making several other drinks and in a row, where same preparation. It's 1.5 ounces of cognac. We used Cavassier, the VS, and then so it's 1.5 ounces of Cavassier, 3/4 of an ounce of Cointreau, 3/4 of an ounce of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then I added a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, and I was lazy today. I was going to make a demerara syrup, but I didn't because I'm lazy, and we just used a simple. And I actually like that
Instead of the sugar rim.
instead of the sugar rim. Yes, thank you, Jess. But I actually like that preparation a little bit better. I think it mellows.
It does.
It mellows the citrus component of that and makes it more of an even kind of drink. It gives it a little bit more body. You ladies have any thoughts on that?
It was lovely. I liked it a lot.
Did you have a preference from the first preparation to the second preparation?
I think that I did like the one with the simple syrup better.
The second,
I agree
yeah.
with you that I think it was more balanced.
Yeah.
Because I found myself the first time like really licking the rim to get the sugar.
We all noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get before that that citrus.
Easy, Joe.
Other Joe.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I liked it a lot.
Great. And now.
Wait, do I get an opinion?
Yes, of course. I thought you already said. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry, Jess. Jess.
Because I actually preferred the sugar rim.
Oh, that's right. I apologize.
Yeah. I think.
I'm a terrible person.
Yeah, we all know that.
Doy.
I think what you both have said about the version with simple is correct. It is smoother. It does feel like very balanced. You could just throw it back. And normally that's a plus for me, but for whatever reason, I was really enjoying the like experience of like you have this like tart drink and you're balancing it with like the raw sugar on the or like the sugar on the outside, and just like getting to like, you know, you could take some sips without the sugar, some sips with the sugar, kind of play around with your experience of drinking it. That was enjoyable for me.
I think because what we did tonight, I've never actually done that before. Done
With the simple?
two preparations. Side by side, like one after the other, right?
Yeah.
And one of the things, the first one is not a bad drink. It's a good drink, and I enjoyed it a lot. So when I say I like the other one better, I'm just splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah.
But one of the key differences, I think, texture, flavor-wise, like mouthfeel. The first one was a little thin almost,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think, partially that's from the shake, but also that lack of,
Simple.
like that through line, right? The simple that kind of like
Absolutely.
ties all the ingredients together, or the sugar.
Yeah.
I just want to say too that like I made the second round, so maybe it has something.
You did. That's
It might have something
definitely
to do
not.
with my shake.
That's not it.
I mean, I'm just.
It was a quality shake.
Maybe I liked the first one because it forced me to drink it. Well, no.
She's like, maybe
it forced me to drink it more slowly, is what I was going to say. But I actually drank that one very fast.
Both of you fucking crushed that
Yeah, I
first.
think-
But I think like you kind of like are sitting in the experience of the first one more. Like the second one, I feel like you could literally just toss back. It's so smooth.
Very easy drinking.
It's so easy.
Very easy drinking, yeah. And I think these days at least you don't see a lot of cognac drinks.
No,
right?
You really don't.
And it's a classic one. It's easy. It's about 100 years old now, something like that. So it's. I mean, when you say classic, that's
We mean it,
that we mean it. So
baby.
all right.
And we are now transitioned over. Do you want to shout out?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, I spent a little time up in northern Michigan. We went to Traverse City, me and my partner at the time, and I went to Traverse City Distillery.
Distillery.
Yeah.
Distillery.
I think it says Whiskey Co.
Yeah. Traverse City Whiskey Company, I guess officially. That's what it says on the label. Thank you, Pod Mom. But we're all drinking this straight rye whiskey, this barrel proof straight rye whiskey, and it's 57.9% alcohol by volume. It's
I'm gonna run out of here.
It's
I'm gonna
as
take
fast
off.
as you can. You just need a backpack to counterbalance you.
I do.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's real
It
spicy. It's I'd forgotten about it actually. It's just been sitting on my fridge for the past year because I haven't been drinking at home very much, but it's nice. You folks have any thoughts on it?
No, it's really good. It is spicy. I still have the sugar on my rim from my previous cocktail, which might be a faux pas, but I feel like it works really nicely.
Still got the sugar on my rim. .com. Yeah, well, great. So I had a question, and it's a two-part question. One, have you ever done it? Two, do you think it's been done to you?
Oh no.
Here's
Have
Here's-
I done it? Yes.
Here's the scenario. So, Jess, have you or haven't you waited tables?
No,
No.
I have not. Oh, except for that one time we did trivia during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And
that
was it. That was the only time. And it was fucking horrible and I hated it.
That was bad, yeah. What is that?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you have, Kara, you have waited tables.
I have.
Yes. So and this is what I wanted to. So you've also been in restaurants, right? That have like on the dining room floor where the tables are kind of close together and service staff have to weave in and out of the tables, and at times you may be confronted with the backside of your server or a server or a service person.
I've been that
right?
girl, yeah.
So, have you ever farted on a guest?
Yes. Literally before you even finished what you were saying, I was like, oh man, I remember those days and my butt was right there and I just got it too.
Like right on their food.
Listen, like I'm a gal that I am really passionate about my gut health, okay? And I take supplements to support that. I try to eat properly. And in turn, as you might guess, I toot. And that's just the human body. Like, this podcast is not about the biology of a human. I don't have the time to discuss that to you. I'm just saying that
we're only hobbyists when it comes to the human body.
I'm just saying that I
not necessarily professionals.
I toot and I have tooted on a customer. Are you going to ask me if I'm sorry? Because I'm not.
I will say...
Have you ever done it intentionally?
No, I don't think so.
Like this bitch is giving me a hard time. Or like this kid won't shut up, so I'm gonna.
No, I might have crop dusted some folks behind the bar.
That's what I was gonna say.
But I've never. I literally I could remember clear as day, working in one of the places that I worked in, serving tables, and like the tables are so close together that like literally like the back of my thigh has to like scooch up against the guests that I'm not serving's table. So guess what's
to clear a plate, to drop off
food,
to get a menu.
My thigh?
Wait,
my
what?
My
butt. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, toots came out, and that's it. That's just science. I don't know what to say.
It's just science. Well,
what I was gonna say is when we were all working together at the bar, we were all working. I made a conscientious effort, like both when I was bar backing and when I was bartending, to
fart on us.
In until I would go out and clear, and then I would just let rip on the general population. Because I cared about you guys. I cared about your experience.
Honestly, that should go on the fucking bartender code of ethics right there.
Right. Like,
don't fart on your friends.
Oh, but Joe, you do.
I do.
You do. I have to say, it doesn't really...
Pun intended.
There's not... I don't have, these moments, many moments in my mind where I'm like, oh my God, Joe... I remember Joe, really ripped one. But there were a couple times...
I could remember. I could taste it in my mouth.
And I definitely made an effort, because I was like...
You're welcome.
No one will know when you're out on the floor who it is.
Right.
I'll just walk through, drop something off, pick something up, and leave behind the scent, and no one needs to know it was me.
Is this a surprise that you were going to bring up to us?
This is the surprise, yeah. Yeah, how's it going?
No, we should have known.
How's it going?
Nice. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Wait, can I ask you something?
Of course.
Do you remember when we first started working together? And you would ask all of us if we were a fart.
Oh my God. This was when we became friends, was it not?
I thought we became friends when Carl and I trapped you in a...
Okay, that's a close contender.
In a dance party against your will.
That was a close contender, but I really feel like when, in my experience, I was like, we're friends.
Wait, so he would ask us if we were a fart, what would our fart sound like, right? That's what it was.
If you had to describe yourself as a fart sound, what would it be?
And I said, I don't know. And you just gave the most perfect rendition of my entire being in a fart noise. And I
don't remember this.
I do, because you were like, you start off like really tight. Like super, and then you like get really like, I'm not I
feel like
it's like very
Oh, you're like-
trumpety at
you're
the
like-
end. Yeah. Yes.
Like
And
that.
I remember being like,
You loosen up over time.
oh my God. This is, yes.
that's your personality in a
Yeah.
fart.
And I was like, we're friends.
Yeah, I nailed it.
You did.
I nailed you. Yeah.
I was so impressed.
Yeah.
You did not nail me.
Good times.
Point of before I have to apologize next episode. Oops.
Jess has not been nailed yet
Yeah.
by Joe.
You
Ever.
can't catch me.
Ever.
Ever.
This isn't a sex podcast, Jess.
It could be.
It very easily could be.
Dream bigger.
As we
So-
said, alcohol leads to sex, and that just bada
yeah.
bing, bada boom, and that
And-
leads to babies, and we already touched on that.
Oh my
And
God.
we hate babies. But so here's the thing
About farts.
about farts. More than likely, I want to say a significant amount of the population of the United States has been farted on by their server.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, in my time, like I would.
Why
I
can't
would-
we all just get along, and just like be together?
Wait
Well,
a second,
here's-
let's not. I mean, they have also farted on us.
Yeah, but it's different. It's like
The farts go both ways.
Well, like my ass is like perfect table height, right? It's like the where
Oh,
my
yeah,
where
I
my
know.
where my bowel is.
It grazes right across the table.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like most tables. So it's like if you have like a plate of food or something like that, like
Consider it
I-
a garnish.
I could have farted on your food
Uh-huh.
while your mouth was open, like into your mouth. Exactly.
No, I'm
Exactly.
just burping away from the mic. I'm not like gagging or something.
She didn't taste
But
your
that's
fart.
maybe this is a reason to be kind to your server.
Because they could fart on your food.
Right. Because they're going to walk back. You don't know what they did the night before.
You don't know, yeah.
Right?
You don't know if
They
they're
could have
taking
been out-
Metamucil or not.
They could have been out at White Castle.
Shout out
they could have had
Metamucil.
Taco Bell at 3:30
Oh,
in the
Taco
morning.
Bell.
right?
Really speaking to me right now.
A ton of draft beer. They could be lactose intolerant and decided
And
to get some string
decided,
cheese on the way home from the bar the night before.
Wait, that
Right?
sounds like a great time.
I mean, that's what I do.
Are you lactose intolerant?
I'm not, but
Okay.
I do. I'm very tolerant of cheese,
Oh.
Where-
string cheese.
Is
Okay.
there like
String
is there like
No,
a is there like a secret drive-through in town that only sells string cheese?
bro, I wish.
It's just like
Dude,
I feel like the market
string
is
cheese
failing us right now.
Is peak cheese.
Yeah.
Like, as it.
wait, can
No.
we say the fact that it's mozzarella, right?
What?
What?
String cheese?
Oh, I thought you meant mozzarella was peak cheese. It's not.
No, the fact that because mozzarella is not impressive, but when you put it in stick form,
In string form.
it's like
Because you
holy-
can. It's strands.
Yeah.
It's the strands. It's those little lacy bits.
Or as
There's-
some people may say, strings.
No, it's the little lacy bits.
It's
There's
not
a-
strand cheese.
Okay.
But there's texture within the strands.
Are we gonna fight? Have I had
Finally.
enough whiskey?
Have you? More. Yeah, anyways,
String cheese, man.
I can't tell you how many plates of food, how many customers I've farted on. And I'm not sorry about it.
Me neither.
I'm just not, you know?
Yeah, why would you be?
You know,
It's a function of the body.
yeah.
Even dinosaurs farted.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, let me ask you this. If you, again,
I'm good. I'm good. I can hold it together.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All
I'm
right.
good. It's fast.
All right.
I'm good.
This is what happens after 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I made a clicking noise. I'm sorry.
Oh, all right.
No, it's all good, baby. It's all good, baby.
Tell your story. Ask your question.
I already forgot.
I was saying
what
the
it was.
dinosaurs all farted, and
Dinosaurs
you were like, "This is the
farted. I
question."
farted. Oh well, here's the thing. If you, yes, thank you.
God.
If if a customer was really nice or it was someone you liked, would you fart on them?
Well, I have to say, once again, I have just crop dusted.
Like,
I've not.
If you like them, let's say they tip you well. Do you like them?
Would
They're
I
kind
fart on
people.
them?
There's
Would you fart on them?
All's fair in
intentionally?
farting and just.
Yeah, in the scenario I just painted, right? Like, you know, it's a crowded dining room floor. You're dropping stuff off.
I'm not gonna
there.
hold it in and make myself uncomfortable and bound up.
Is it
just
an
because I
accident
like
or is
you.
it intentional?
Like if it has to come out, it has to come out. I might try to hold it, but like usually.
I guess I'm more into the precision farting where it's.
Yeah, I'm crop dusting because I've held it behind the bar for so long. I need to let it out. It's got to come out. So I'm out there clearing dishes, and my body is like, "You've been holding this for like an hour, and you're in pain."
Wait, you
time
could
to
hold it
go.
for an hour?
I don't know. I was being exaggerated.
I've held in many farts in my day. And I could I mean, every time I do it, it's like it's a full body exercise.
Do you know that's like the worst part? Of
I feel like I'm clenching my fists, my
Enraged.
biceps, my cores engaged, my ass cheeks are tight, and I'm just holding that toot in for the life of me.
Do you ever wonder?
This was like the 5th disc in P90X.
Wait, I forgot about that. Wow. Oh my God.
This is how Paul Ryan got so fucking ripped
Oh my god.
to holding in his farts.
Yeah, it's a full body move.
I was literally just watching a reality show the other day with my partner, and we were talking about if you think that like everyone on the reality show just held their farts the entire time, or if there's like one room where like everyone goes.
A designated fart room.
Like a fart room, or like if there's a bunch of like cut like videotape stuff where like it's just people fart, like
just
the noises
people
of
by the
fart.
fridge, like.
And like, where is that real? Because
We need
I
to
must
see
have it. It must be weird.
That's a good point.
Because
That's a
they're
good
there
point.
for like a week at least.
Wait, do you
know?
and your partner have a designated fart room?
No,
Or you just let him fly?
We just fart, and there was a time where I was upset when he would fart on me. Like we'd be on the couch.
Oh, you're not
together,
upset
and
with
it's
that
just
anymore?
I'm just numb to it. It just happens so often.
Do you fart on him?
Yeah, I mean, if like we're on each other, like if our couch is tiny. First of all, it's like a love seat essentially.
Okay.
So like when we're sitting on it, you're basically like layered. And farting on, I try to contain it in a blanket.
Do you too?
I have no shame. We like when we spoon, I'll clench my cheeks to like release myself off of his thigh. But
That
What?
is generous
yeah.
of you.
But I still just so he can't feel the vibrations. But then
oh my God, even still?
Did you just fart?
No.
Oh, you're holding your nose.
He's
You had this
stunned.
look on your face, like.
I just hold it. I do I not do this? I do it as a courtesy.
That's really. You should know this is above and beyond what any human being should do, and I do not.
I clench my body
I do
upwards
not.
and
Oh my
I
God.
release it, and then I go back, and then he's like, I guess I'll feel that, and I'm like, I was doing you a favor.
What I do as a favor is I try to like blanket myself in a blanket. I try to like tuck it all in around my body, and then I'm like
Caipirinha.
I just fart. Don't move the blanket is what I always say. Don't move the blanket, and then he'll still move the blanket, and I'm like, you idiot! Like,
Yeah.
I warned you. I told you.
What do you do with the blanket afterwards? Do you just throw it outside?
Well, you know, it dissipates.
Just like
in so much.
throw it out your bedroom
It
window?
just dissipates
So-
after so much time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your fart etiquette for relationships?
I hold it.
Oh, that just no.
You hold it?
No, that's like
That hurts me inside. I could feel it bubbling up all the way.
I
It's
just
gonna
like
come out my
remember.
mouth.
P90X, baby.
I just like remember like when I first met my partner and we were still kind of like hanging out, and I was like holding that shit, and I would just leave and just fart.
You got like a
Just
black
come.
belt in P90X.
Yeah.
That's
In
not
holding farts.
comfortable.
Life is suffering.
No, it doesn't have to be.
I feel like I just sit here all day long and try to relate things to things that I've seen on the internet to you guys. But have you seen the video of like the guy that he's like with his and I have to do better about finding this shit, and I could like put it on the internet for our friends in case they haven't seen it. But there's a video of this guy, and he like drops his girlfriend off at home, and He's
I have
recording
seen
it,
that.
and as soon as she gets on the car, it's like.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Well, that's relatable. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be. Like,
To have the strength to hold in a fart and release it the moment you want, the moment you are trying
it's
to.
painful.
It hurts me.
It
It pains me.
It is painful. It's not fun. Don't you get all bound up and like uncomfortable? I
Sure.
remember that shit. It's not
Yeah.
good times.
Anything for my baby.
He's
Oh
like,
my god.
yeah, I got gas. Yeah, baby, you hear that? He holds in his gas.
Listen, as
for
soon
you.
as I, the lady I'm seeing now, lovely lady by the way, as soon as she leaves, I shut the door and it's like,
Yeah, you're like
No.
a balloon, like getting let out across the room.
There's no way.
Yeah. That's what I used to do.
there's no way to know.
There's
no
no
way to
way.
know for sure. I'll record it. I'll just leave a mic by the door.
There's no way.
And we'll add it to next
It'll-
podcast
it'll-
episode. We'll just use it as a sound effect.
It'll be the intro
Yeah. Or the outro.
or both.
Cool.
Or
We'll just be that the whole episode.
all right. Well,
Anyone else? Joe, you want to talk about your farts?
He doesn't have them.
Oh, you don't fart?
He's perfect.
he's too tired to hold it in right now. His butthole is dilated to 10.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
Oh, wow.
I think
With that,
yeah. With
that note-
that, I think we're all gonna tab out here.
Yeah,
Draw this
please.
episode to a close.
we all got to get out of here and fart, apparently.
Yeah. If you're, thanks to everyone that's been listening every week. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, Joe, for entertaining me again. If you have any fart stories, reach out to us.
We love him.
If you love kids and hate everything that we said, reach out to us. If you have a crazy story, if you have something about sidecars, if I fuck something up, again, reach out to us at bottomlessbar.1@gmail. Wait, I said that wrong.
That's right.
Bottomless bar, I said at bottomless bar.
Oh.
Bottomlessbar.1@gmail.com.
.com.
At bottomless bar on Twitter. At bottomless bar on Instagram. This is Joe.
Multimodal.
Yeah, this is Joe
This is Carl.
signing out. Also join us next week
That's
where
Jess.
It's Jess.
and it's it's copyright.
Oh yeah.
Next week, Valentine's Day episode, our first one ever.
Yeah,
Will we shit on it? Won't we? Who knows?
most likely.
Yeah, but we're gonna get fucked up. Thanks everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.